The homunculus looks up from the control panel and gazes at you with disdain from the other side of the impenetrable force screen. You survived, specimen. What a woeful lack of ability to follow orders. You were supposed to die, be it in the arena or in the chasm. However, the servants of Azurash will soon remedy your blunder. Hello, Turvantius. I have not missed you either. Specimen, as you might have noticed, the homunculus limbs simultaneously gesture at the massive construct supporting the force field around him. This version of the Stifler blocks both the energy that bleeds in from beyond the veil and any physical attempts to intrude inside its range. Your attempt at conversing is pointless. Simply continue on the way to your demise and do not disturb me. Ulfar's voice turns quiet and insinuating, and a smile plays on his lips. Yes, you are safe, for now. But as soon as you step from behind this field, who knows in what shadowy corner will catch you. Any step outside could mean your death. Then again, perhaps you will not come out. You might sit here for a day or two, month, a year, forever, sitting and trembling, a small, frail inhuman, trapped in a prison of its own toys and fear. Which of us is in a cage now? Turvantius' face stiffens into a mask of contempt, but his working limbs begin to twitch nervously and his chest heaves with a mechanical creak, as if he is suddenly running out of air. Examine the construct. The Stifler is enormous and resembles the devices you have seen before. There is no doubt that its purpose is to suppress warp manifestations. However, you notice a few details that are out of step with the construct's otherwise typical Drukhari design. Several of its parts were made from a material foreign to the Kamara and fused into its frame by an unknown force. After carefully examining the device, Pascal says, acerbically, you did not make this, did you? I see more sophisticated structural... You did not make this, did you? I see more sophisticated structural elements in this mechanism than your mind is ever capable of fathoming. You observed someone do it and copied their work. Nonsense! Turvantius leaps up, his voice ringing with genuine rage. This is the work of my genius. The initial data was just a resource transformed into masterpiece by the brilliance of my mind. How dare you even comment on my creation, you monkey degenerate. And the dispute between the tech priest and the homunculus as to who is more skillful in the art of inflicting pain is won by Pascal Henneman. Well done, Magus. What happens if I destroy this construct, I wonder? Then you will give thousands of souls to Salanthresh Alantok. You will wound one enemy to empower another. Once she who thirsts is done feeding in Kamara, she will surely sink her claws into your worlds as well, because nothing can sate her hunger. The Xenos narrows his eyes at you and hisses. You must be thinking that the moment you do it, Kamara will descend into demonic mayhem, and the Valeris rogue trader will have rid the universe of the abominable Drukhari and finally flee these dark halls? Before all that happens, specimen, the daemons that will arrive will rip your flesh to shreds and devour everyone in sight, and while you are busy writhing in agony, I will have enough time to put everything back in order. You do not seem to share your kind's fear of the warp in slightest. Does that make you mad or simply arrogant? The Xenos responds with his self-satisfied chuckle. Fear is the reaction of a weak mind presented with the inconceivable. Even our masters are liable to it. Oh, the pains it took me to convince the Archon to bring the spirit warriors into the Dark City, and to then conceal the evidence of the dimensional collapse that had destabilized the spire. I alone acted without fear. I delved deeper as a scalpel delves into flesh. I have designed devices that stifle the breath of the unreal. I am creating a weapon that will make the warp itself tremble, and I am using the raging power of suns and sustenance for my weapon. I know no fear, for in my mind there is no inconceivable, only the unconceived. You said you were using the power of the suns. Does that mean you are the one behind the disappearing stars? Of course. My masterpiece needed an unthinkable amount of energy, but how could I let something as trifling as the unthinkable stand in my way? The star you call Rykad was stolen at my behest, as were many before it. Tervantius' gloating tone becomes insufferable. Have you been to the world you Monkey know as Sentiel's pride? I only recently took its sun while you were busy spilling witch guts on the arena floor. It was most amusing to watch your pathetic planet freeze to its very core. How fascinating it is that such a paltry sacrifice as the lives of several million Monkey can serve something as great as my masterpiece. I see. I have other questions to ask. While I'm here, do you happen to have any special equipment reserves left? Tervantius does not respond. You notice his upper lip twitching in a display of utter disgust. The homunculus cocks his head to one side and stares at you. No, Monkey, no more handouts. Until our next meeting, Tervantius. It will be your last. A faint smile crosses the Xenos' face. Farewell, Monkey. Wait, Elentok, the webway gate is singing to me. I sense that we are drawing closer to our salvation, which is concealed behind these doors. However, the Farseers from my world are still in there, somewhere in the depths of the spire. I cannot abandon them. You're right. No one deserves to be left in this place. Let us go back and search the spire again. Then let us make haste, Elentok. You have seen the horrors going on in this dense den of strife and vice. Our delay may have cost the Farseers not just their lives, but their immortal souls as well. Morag, what a strange feeling. Yrliet clutches her head and her eyes dart around the torture chamber. Kayla Menchachain, take my heart. Placed on a grim stone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one regicide players use. Miniature figurines of the Drukhari and Ashriani, skillfully fashioned out of the onyx and the wraithbone, are frozen in elegant poses opposite of each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you see fresh blood running from under the game pieces down the small grooves carved into the board. Observe silent. Yrliet stares at the board, stunned. Her uneven breathing is like rolls of thunder in the resonant silence of the chamber. Quiet. Please stop. Stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit of the wind, not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Observe silently. I left Kruderok because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well, the mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I would prefer not to hear it, but I cannot, as clearly as I hear the melody of your soul's torment. But don't you dare. There is no need to blame me for what happened to you. Yrliet clenches her jaw and seems to stop breathing entirely. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? Your words snap Yrliet back from her lapse of reason. How did you know? A monkey is incapable of hearing the call of the immortal soul of a child of an Ashurani. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right, Elental. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of the possible. For imprisoned within these game pieces, within this board designed for games that intrigue the mind, is the soul of a Farseer. Looks like the Farseer put you through the mental torment. What did she say? That I am a traitor and my path is paved with the bodies of my kin, that I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home, since I heard the call of our dying ancestors but did not return in time, and that it should have been me in her place. The pain and suffering have damaged the Farseer's mind. You could not have saved Krudarok alone. But I could have protected my home and met my end alongside others. Yrliet's own words make her shudder as she stares at the flayed bodies of her brothers and sisters. Still, for as long as at least one child of Krudarok is alive, its memory will not vanish, and I am yet to reach the end of my path. The seed, planted long ago, is yet to grow and bring forth the flower of truth. Why would the Drukhari imprison a Farseer's soul in a board game? Why would the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on despair and suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings of unbending will, whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on this game board causes the Farseer nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece, and is resurrected at the end of the game. Yrliet twists her mouth and averts her guilt-ridden gaze. There's no helping the Farseer now. Shouldn't we direct our energy towards saving other possible survivors? Are you suggesting, then, that we abandon a living being to an eternity of suffering, that we leave it to rot in the homunculus' laboratory, imprisoned in this form? Even for a monkey, the cruelty seems excessive. No, I would rather end the poor soul's suffering myself. From the bag at her belt, Yrliet takes out a spirit stone identical to the one she is wearing around her neck.
A revelation was sent to me about a fleeting flame before my tempest.
Are you challenging me, Phil? My Auspex has detected something. My vow is to serve. Running binaric override. Request approved. The scriptural prophecy is favor.
I'll return this favor
I will not
tenfold.
fail the craft world.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. I'll do it. I will not. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, each strike is a prayer.
Darkness.
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, this is why I was
Dearly
chosen.
for your actions.
Nobody escapes us. Our foes reek of cowardice.
Heal my wounds.
See how the wolf succeeds. So it shall be. Cubs play. I will carve runes out of your bones. So it shall be. Wolves reign! Your suffering will sustain me.
I will endure.
You are mine now.
Strands of fate, guide me.
A trivial task. I move swiftly to strike. If I must, if it serves your cause. This tedium is beneath me.
Two.
We all walk our own path.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Sow the seeds of discord.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
One step closer.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands.
Your heart out for this.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
There is no mercy found in my heart.
I challenge you, Damget! So it shall be! Wolves ready!
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty. It will be done. What fewer target? At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Running binary override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. My vow is to serve.
Failure of their crude machinery was inevitable.
Just a minor setback.
Pain cleanses the body. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Spirit fades.
The fame-hungry come! See how the wolf succeeds! So it shall... Wolves reign! So it shall... I am a prey taker!
Oh, my ears are ringing.
High momentum.
I move as if unseen. If it serves your cause. If I must. If it serves your cause. Swift and silent. This tedium is beneath me.
You will pay dearly for your actions.
Oh, is it because of the disbelief thing?
I do not fear a perilous path.
Through chaos, I stride. I will triumph.
Just designate a target.
Purpose guides me. Ruin beckons.
I understand your intent. I am not your zenith.
You unleash my fury.
If I must.
My place is at the fall. At your beck and call. For Von Valencius. Indeed. It will be done. At your beck and call. It will be done. I will do my duty.
Doubt is for the weak.
Oh my.
See how the wolf succeeds. Die in disgrace. So shall it be. Wolves.
Wait, Monkey. Extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home.
Sinners need take leave of their God.
Despite his many bleeding wounds, the stately Eldari calmly straightens his shoulders and raises his narrow chin as he scrutinizes you with his keen gaze. Mysterious blue light glimmers in his emerald green eyes. A monkey and an outcast have found their way into the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this is an outcome I managed to foresee. You have foreseen our meeting, but could not avoid being captured? What is the point of your prophecies, then? Yrliet glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but he does not look away. I'm glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know you are alive. But what is this? The Farseer frowns and concern surfaces on his face. Your soul wanders in the gloom, entangled in the brush of a despicable connection. I see that it grows from the seeds of solitude, doubt, and fears, and this thread of fate stretches between you and, His keen gaze darts to you. A monkey. Oh, Yrliet, may Ashurian spare you from the ever facing the Farseers' judgment. For our kin are intolerant of such aberrations that make our souls fade. You know this. I treasure our unique connection. It is not despicable or wrong. There is no need for you to explain yourself to him, Elentok, especially not after you have released him from the torment of the Fleshmaster's terrible construct. Make an Eldari greeting gesture with your hands. You have got yourself a most amusing monkey to keep your company, Yrliet. He understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that many of it makes him a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Elentok who keeps me at his side. Were it not for him, my soul would have long left this body, or else I would have been devoured by a minion of she who thirsts, and I would never have learned the truth of what happened to the Kruderok. The Farseer is at your disposal, Yrliet. I feared this moment would never come. Yrliet takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eklindel, and tell me what adversity befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth. And Eklindel, do not even consider hiding anything from me. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, my child. But I cannot deny you your right to know the truth. The Farseer tosses back his hand, and his voice sounds like a rolling thunder. When we found ourselves amid the stars of the stellar fabric, we encountered a monkey ship. A ship much too puny to take on the Ashrani world, or so we thought. Until the council was struck with a vision of horror to come. This ship would be our doom, not only for us, but the Kruderok, but for the all Eldari kind among the nearby stars, and even for those whose paths stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos, and then rejoiced. Among the wreckage, the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Ashurian, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying it on their wings, whether it was a scratch from a passing wreck or the infected ashes of the monkey ship that the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse. The plague crept into our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, the ground itself sank, and all living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it came clear that the Kruderok was far beyond saving, the council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttle, and scatter across this galaxy to look for salvation, and that was what we did. What do you think, Yrliet? Yrliet is silent for a while, then says coldly, But Eklindel, how did the Kruderok end up in the Expanse, this close to monkey ships and the Dark Ones' hunting grounds? That was the path chosen by the Council, my child. We had charted Kruderok's course among the stars for years, and no one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked have taught me a great deal, to see the truth where it is concealed, and not to hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. Yrliet stares unblinkingly at her fellow Eldari, fury gleaming in her eyes. If the entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, then everything the children of Ashurian have been taught about paths for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something, Eklundel. Speak, speak now. How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. You have already told us almost everything. Why hold anything back? The Farseer's emerald eyes are filled with despair. We had been steering Cruderrock along a course prophesied by the stars themselves, until Shael's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the Great Wound. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Cruderrock away from its path, and so the council decided on a route to safety, across the nearest islet of hope and into the place known among the Monkey as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophesies became ever darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of the raging Shael was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one in that difficult debate. I believed that the prophecy that had promised us salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. You already know that. You already know what happened next. The Farseer closes his eyes and turns away, unwilling to meet Yrliet's gaze. Yrliet looks lost. So we were doomed. I should have stayed on Cruderrock. I could have tried to help those who survived the disaster. If only I had chosen that accursed path and left that craft world, I could have at least tried to save someone. You are not to blame for the demise of your world. Subverting fate is beyond your power. Yrliet's mouth twists in displeasure. The Farseers, it was not beyond their power. They led Cruderrock to prosperity for years, and only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, had they changed course instead, Cruderrock might still be whole. There is no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Yrliet stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of the Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks, prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Yrliet replies, "We are both guilty and both deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, Eklundel. We have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home." Your words are like a healing melody flowing into my tormented soul. For the first time, a slight smile graces the Farseer's lips. "I accept your proposal, my child." Yrliet gazes at you. The two of you lock eyes for the first time, and icy darkness churning in her stare.
Worm, insect, you have the nerve to stand before me again? You should have grasped your last breath long ago. Very well, I will rid this arrogant monkey of his final breath myself. What about you, child of Crudarach? How does it feel to know that you could have not have saved yourself, your family, or your precious craft world?
Yrliet's spirit stone flashes on her chest, and the ranger's hands tremble on the grip of her rifle. Your death will give me no joy, Archon Yrliet, but it may give me peace in the spirit of my kin, to the spirit of my kin.